Thank you. Thank you so much. Anything going on today?
That was Hillary Clinton with the absolutely perfect response to the fact that Donald Trump is now a convicted felon. Now, I do want to say, America, are you happy with yourself? Look what you've done. This is the place that we're in, where now Trump is so forced into our face constantly just because in 2016 we couldn't get our blank together and vote Hillary Clinton into office instead of Donald Trump. So that's just the thought that I had while watching this. Not that she's perfect, but goodness gracious, on so many issues, not to mention the Supreme Court, how it would look differently. We would still have Roe v. Wade. Our democracy wouldn't be hanging in the balance if we'd just been a little bit more rational in 2016. So let's do it this time. We have an even better option going against Donald Trump, I'd say, especially based on Biden's record of president thus far. Here's this moment one more time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anything going on today?
Love to see it. Now, Ron Filipkowski had a good tweet about this whole situation, what we're hearing from MAGA. He said, 2020 election, rigged. Election lawsuits, rigged. Carroll trial, rigged. New York fraud trial, rigged. New York criminal trial, say it with me, rigged. And the point that he's making is, according to MAGA, it's all rigged. Maybe, MAGA, just maybe, the reason why Trump has all of these legal troubles is in such a disastrous situation on so many fronts, has so many allegations of sexual misconduct against him, and is described to be unfit for the office of the presidency by so many of the people who observed him in the most important rooms where the most important decisions were being made, is because those things are true. Maybe it's not all a conspiracy to take him down. With that being said, here's a fantastic video from the Lincoln Project after Trump was found guilty.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree.
You're a criminal, Donald. That's what the jury said. Not the deep state. Not the Democrats. Not the Biden administration. A jury. Regular people who saw the evidence and felt sick. You're a criminal. And you did it to yourself.
Nobody's ever seen anything like this. It's a shame.
Your defense was weak because you're weak. They had no argument because there is no argument. You were too scared to testify because you knew Donald. You know. You're guilty. Guilty as sin. Guilty as charged.
Now, similar to how the sort of election rigged, trials rigged thing, you can expect the cadence, I have something really funny that was edited together of Jake Tapper reporting on this, and you're going to very quickly pick up on the pattern.
Count one is guilty, 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 guilty. Another felony charge. Guilty, 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 guilty. Count 34. Guilty.
Okay. I say again, and I said this when talking to legal expert Aaron Parnas, that we are not celebrating the fact that we're here as a country. Absolutely not. That is somber. But one of the things that you'll hear, I think disingenuously, but maybe it's genuine from some people, from some Republicans, is you are incorrectly responding if you're giddy about this news, because you should understand the severity, the seriousness, and again, the somber nature of a former president now being a convicted felon. the presumptive nominee of one of the two major parties in the most powerful country on the planet, is now a convicted felon. And that is dark. The reason why there is something to be joyful about is because we didn't know. We didn't know if someone as powerful and influential as Trump could be held accountable the same as everybody else, if the legal justice system could treat him equally. And that's what we're getting proof of here. And I do want to say the clip that was responded to by Chris Jackson on X. He wrote, "This is what I imagine heroin feels like." That clip of Jake Tapper saying guilty 34 times for the 34 counts. But again, this is a very serious subject. We're celebratory because the wrongdoing is what reflects a devastating moment in American history. But the accountability is the light at the end of the tunnel, is the little bit of light in that darkness. And that's what I think we should keep in mind. Here is President Joe Biden making that point.
Before I begin my remarks, I just want to say a few words about what happened yesterday in New York City. The American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed. Donald Trump was given every opportunity to defend himself. It was a state case, not a federal case, and it was heard by a jury of 12 citizens, 12 Americans, 12 people like you, like millions of Americans who served on juries. This jury is chosen the same way every jury in America is chosen. It was a process that Donald Trump's attorney was part of. The jury heard 5 weeks of evidence, 5 weeks. And after careful deliberation, the jury reached a unanimous verdict. They found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts. Now he'll be given the opportunity, as he should, to appeal that decision just like everyone else has that opportunity. That's how the American system of justice works. And it's reckless, it's dangerous, it's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict. Our justice system has endured for nearly 250 years. And it literally is the cornerstone of America, our justice system. The justice system should be respected, and we should never allow anyone to tear it down. It's as simple as that. That's America. That's who we are. And that's who we'll always be, God willing.
So I do want to say, before getting on to great remarks there from Biden, but before getting on to another Trump trial related element to this segment, I just saw this come across on social media, and I wanted to tell you because given the moment, it's just truly stunning. The Republicans Against Trump account posted breaking: West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin officially left the Democratic Party on Friday and registered as an independent. Axios reports, today our national politics are broken and neither party is willing to compromise to find common ground, Manchin said. So amid all of this, Manchin wants his attention back and he's now registering as an independent. And let me just say, stop it. People out there who think the solution right now is both sidesing this moment. I've said it before. I'll say it millions of times ahead of us if I keep doing this job. But there is extremism on both sides, and that should be rejected. The way that extremism is making it into positions of power, you can't make a false equivalency. And we have the responsibility to put emphasis on positions of power. And so right now, with Biden as a very pro-compromise candidate leading one of the parties, if Joe Manchin cared about serious governance and compromise, he would just back the Democratic candidate, would have no need to be a special little birdie with his independent classification, and could just proudly say, right now, the one party that's at all interested with its issues and serious governance and upholding our constitutional democratic process, the Democratic Party. And that's the party that I'm going to advocate people go out there and support in November. But moves like this confuse people into thinking the culpability in what has caused this moment is more equal than it actually is. Rejecting MAGA, Trumpism, is how we get to a more united future where we're still having heated debates, but about things that aren't related to the existential threat to our democracy, to the very foundation of our political process altogether. With that being said, speaking of Democrats, and specifically incredible Democrats, you have Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin responding to this news, saying this.
Do you think he should go to jail?
You know, to me, it's irrelevant. I mean, the major thing is that the rule of law work. You know, I'm a liberal person. I don't take joy in people being sent to jail and going through that kind of suffering. It's conservatives like Donald Trump who, you know, called for the death penalty against some innocent young men in New York and who want to lock everybody up, including Hillary Clinton. That's not the way I feel as a liberal, and I don't want to inflict any suffering on anybody. But I do want to see that the rule of law works and is vindicated against these incessant, outrageous attacks on the rule of law.
Absolutely. And I do want to debunk an idea you're going to hear a lot. And actually, I'm going to go back to the Republicans Against Trump account on X, who wrote Hunter Biden, the son of a sitting president of the United States, is going on trial Monday for gun possession charges brought by a Trump-appointed prosecutor. Bob Menendez, a powerful Democratic senator who was the chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, very powerful, is currently on trial for corruption after being indicted by Biden's DOJ. Biden's DOJ recently indicted Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar for taking nearly $600,000 in bribes. Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush is currently under investigation by Biden's DOJ for mishandling campaign funds. There's no witch hunt, political persecution, or two-tier system of justice. The orange guy is just a crook. You know it. No one's above the law. And I think there actually is a two-tier justice system, to be clear. I think it's just more about the powerful versus the not powerful and sort of your outcomes being different through our justice system. But this is an example of that not holding true, which is really good to see. But this list, make sure you can share this video, not to suggest self-serving things, but you could share this video to anyone who has that belief of Democrats never get targeted by the DOJ. Obviously, this is a non-DOJ case, but the narrative we're going to hear is Democrats aren't held accountable by our legal system like Republicans are, or are not targeted like Republicans are. And just keep in mind throughout this entire process that it's just not true. And Democrats, do you hear Democrats out there saying it's a witch hunt against Hunter Biden, even though there's a case to be made, not that it's a witch hunt, but that he is being more aggressively pursued by David Weiss than most other people who are involved in this sort of, with these potential charges, then they would be treated. And Hunter Biden, because of the public outcry, seems to be getting treated a little bit more aggressively. But fine, again, hold him accountable. And same thing with these other Democrats, Bob Menendez, Cori Bush, Henry Cuellar, and these are not anywhere close on the same levels, to be clear, of their potential wrongdoing. But accountability across the board, really easy for many Democrats to say that. Not so easy for MAGA Republicans. Let me know in the comments what you think the outcome of this case will be, meaning the sentence. What do you think the sentence will be for Trump based on this conviction?